tell the story now of what happened and how this all started and how we found out what Billy and the rest of them was trying to sweep under the carpet, right? Lucy, which is Billy's sister, full-blooded sister, rang me and asked me, Patrick, would you pick me up? I'm outside the Balbriggan police station. When I went to the police station, I didn't know what was going on with Lucy. I didn't know what she wanted to say to me. She said, Patrick, she said, this is what's going on. She said, from a young age, she said, it's on file in Cawley, that certain people seen it already, that knows all about it, that it's on file, that Billy was on it, Billy's name is on the file for molesting me from a young age. Now, a month ago, about 3 or 4 days ago, to the day, she said, I was up in the toilet after coming back from drinking with Billy and a few of them, he said, I was up in the toilet going to the toilet when Billy pushed the door in, put out 2 lines of coke and asked me that I wanted coke. I took coke, she said, and Billy took coke. You can tell by him anyway, the state of him on the camera, bless the man. The man's a write-off, he's coked out his face anyway on the cameras. At least he should leave it off while he's making the videos anyway, but he kicked the door, he put the door in anyway, we took the coke, I took the line of coke, he grabbed me by the face, he said, Patrick, he said, and tried to kiss me. I turned my head and he kissed me on the jaw. When he did, he put his hands from my face, down around my waist, and tried to rape me, said, or done whatever he had to do. I didn't actually go into details about it, I didn't want to know about it. Then after that part, she said, I went downstairs, and I went into my sitting room, she said, and I asked the John fellow, I was with, give me a fag, give me a fag. But whatever John was on the phone, he couldn't hear whatever he was saying, the other person was saying on the phone, he gave me the fag and walked out. When he did, Billy walked in, got a chair, she said, Patrick, and these is Lucy's own words, this is not my words, this is Lucy's words. Got the chair, put it up against the door, Patrick, she said, and tried to want him with me again. She said, no, I cannot stick it. She said, 2 weeks ago from the day, she said, I tried to cut me wrist, she said, I tried to take my own life, because certain people, Jimmy and them was ringing the phone, she said, telling me that if I let this out, and don't sweep it under the carpet, that Billy will be found in a hotel room, with a rope on his neck, he's going to book a hotel room, and do whatever he has to do with himself. Which if I was accused of going to my sister, and I did, and can't go and get a lie detector to prove it, and have it down file on the draw, and tell the truth, I'll have it done quicker than I could say it. Now, I have a recording of Lucy on the phone that I'm going to play, but before it, as I was talking to Lucy again, Lucy said to me, she said, Patrick, here's another thing to say to him, she said, and let him deny this again. When I was pregnant a while back, she said, I lost the child, she said, Patrick. The child, Billy Brett was ringing the phone telling me, he thought I owned the child. He said, Lucy, I own the child, will you go and lose the child? Will you go and do whatever you have to do to get rid of the child, she said. But Lucy said, Patrick said, I lost the child, got arrested anyway, she said. But that's what, asked Billy, was he ringing me up on the phone doing that? So I'm going to play the recording from Lucy's own words in case people doesn't believe it now. Pause that for a minute. Now this is recording from Lucy, Billy's sister, that he was molesting. That this is Lucy's own words which she's telling me in case people think I'm talking for her.
I know
Second.
and what we're doing up in Thailand, no, what happened up in Thailand is I'm sorry first. I'm sorry. But now he's saying, I'm sorry for one more my traumatic women, and we're only 2 years. Let's not for the yet. Just read it, and just have the decent to turn around and say that someone even told you up in the phone and you didn't even know. And just have the decent to turn around and say you did do it. Instead of me stuffing at that club, because we're suffering on the night of the time and that's the baby of it. And again, then I said, he goes back a month ago at the phone. I know that I have to let down as a right person. I try to be a sick person down it is. As I was going to cut my hands, lock myself in the room. I was open.
And she was cutting her hands and locking herself in the room, she said. Now, that's for everybody that wanted to hear Lucy saying it and Lucy's point of things. That's what I'm going to tell you from Lucy say, and that's Lucy there talking on the phone. That's what Lucy's after telling me to say. And pull up. Daddy's lie detector, Billy, wasn't good enough for you. It was the same one you and your woman took, Billy, for Patricia to prove her name and for you to prove the name what was going around. Daddy's lie detector is on Facebook with the same name, the same person that done yours, and the same number, the same place. So if you're contradicting him, Billy, you're contradicting yourself. And on Daddy's lie detector, that's for any young one that was under the legal age that he didn't touch, no interference with any young one under the legal age. And you're the very man when I rang Patricia on the phone the other day, and there's 1 or 2 people there listening to it to prove it. The other day, you're the one that said to me, Patrick, she said, what Lucy done to that man. Lucy set Winnie down and told Winnie up in the room to put a mile and a yard onto her story and onto her statement to give to the police. Because you reckon what really would have happened with your daddy and Winnie, Winnie was in love with Daddy, you said. When Winnie came over to here, now don't make a lie of yourself, Billy, you said this. When Winnie first came over here, that all Winnie had to say about Podge was good, and not much good to say about Tina. What I think would have happened with Podge and Winnie, because I think Podge is right now, she took a lie detector. If Winnie was old enough, I think Winnie would have run away with Podge, and Podge would have run away with Winnie, and Winnie was in love with Podge. Now, contradict that, Billy. Now, go back on the Yokes and tell me that the Daddy's lie detector is wrong. You're only making sure yourself because you're contradicting yourself, because you took one, and your woman Patricia took one. Now, that's what I have to say so far, and I'm going to let the boy say their few words, and I'll get back to you.
Right, Mr. Incest, I have a few words to say to you. I'm not proud of what I want to say, but I'm going to have to say it anyway. I was having an affair with a young one. I'm not going to mention her name. I'm not proud to say it, but I'm going to have to say it and get it over and done with. The young one has a life, and I wish her a high look at her life. I'm not going to mention her name. But whatever happened between us, there was no fortune, there was no that. It was all willing. Whatever was done, she was willing to do.
That's on paper,
now,
that's lie detector, Billy.
That's not on the paper, that's the
contradicted,
right?
and you're contradicting yourself, which is the same lie detector you took. Contradict that now.
No, that's the end of that. That's one side, but she knows herself. I wish her I'd look at her life, whatever she's doing, let her do it. And that's it. But you're talking about challenges there, and you're talking about fighting and this and that, the other. I challenged you yesterday. I'm 45 years of age. If you can't come out and fight me, man, you should be ashamed of yourself. And another thing, ask me to fight in 4 months' time, for God's sake. I was like, I've trained for 4 months, I would get size of joy, don't mind you fool. And keep my nephew's name out, which I'm talking to you. Look at that Johnny York last night, not a fight hall.
4 months for 4 months for a man at 15 years older than him. And it took him 9 months to accept the challenge, because his first challenge, Billy wouldn't accept.
I was senior tape last night, Billy, and I'm only home from England. Keep my name out of your mouth. You've enough I'm on your play with Podge and Patrick, and Podge wants to stay up there as well.
I just want to say one more thing before stuff. The one with the Weasel's voice that was on there last night. I won't mention her name. Do you remember I used to bring it from off Dashboard and Gym every morning? Did anybody rape you?
And
Did anybody rape that time?
And another thing, Billy.
If I was a rapist, you wouldn't make you dirty fool you.
Another thing, Billy. You said you were here for a few years or whatever, and you watched children ask the girls and anything happened. Let me tell you something for a minute. Your children was over here plenty of times. Ask your children did anything happen, because they were here as well. And that's any young one under the legal age that's on a lie detector there. Your children stayed in this house just as much as you stayed in this house. Now, or you minded our young ones. Ask your children anything happened to them.
Now another thing, this is the last tip we're making. You can make them 7 or 8 a day. We better the last thing I have to say. You know the dirty little habit you have when somebody's fighting, they talk about money and this and that and the other. Do not do that to me. I'll fight you and that's it. I don't fight for money, I fight for pride. And another thing, do not have me letting people know where your money come out, because a lot of people will not be happy if I tell them where that money come out. So shut your little mouth about money from now on.